You're in or you're out. The Duchess of York won't be at coronation. Greetings and a gracious welcome to the World of Royal Staffs channel. Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, made an appearance on the popular daytime talk show, Loose Women, where she promoted her latest romance novel, A Most Intriguing Lady. However, as expected, the conversation soon took a turn towards the royal family, and Ferguson was probed about her plans for King Charles' coronation next month. Despite being a former member of the royal family, Ferguson had no qualms about expressing her disdain towards her ex-husband's relatives. When asked if she would be attending the coronation, she replied with a snarky response, "I personally will be having a little tea room and coronation chicken sandwich and putting out the bunting. That's what I'm going to be doing. Because that would make me very happy." Her comments were not limited to her own plans for the day. Ferguson went on to criticize the royal family for not allowing her to attend the coronation, given her divorced status. "You can't have it both ways. You can't be divorced and then say, 'I want this.' You're in, or you're out," she added. Despite her resentment towards the royal family, Ferguson did not hold back from expressing her views on King Charles and his wife Camilla. She gushed about the upcoming coronation, calling it a huge day for the nation and the world. "I think he's going to be an amazing king, and with the lovely Camilla by his side. I think it's great that it's the Queen. It's not the Queen consort, it's the Queen," she said. Ferguson's comments on the coronation invitations, which were revealed recently, showed her eagerness to watch the event from home. "I also love to watch it on the telly because you hear a lot on the telly. The commentators are always good and then everyone, all the family come back," she said. In typical Ferguson fashion, she added a touch of quirkiness to her plans for the day. "And there's a little old people's home nearby and I've got a little van. It's a three-wheeler. Maybe I should take the corgis down there, with the bunting and sandwiches," she said, before signing off. "You'd think Duchess of York would be a lesson for the Duchess of Sussex, for no murching goes unpunished. That woman strongly believes she above anyone and any rule of law. How many times does she lie to herself until that lie becomes the truth? I think it's more the publicly outed affair with toe-sucking photos. The marching came post-divorce. I do like her and I've always felt sorry for what she endured. Constantly compared to Diana, poked at for being a commoner and fat, in the British tabloids, Duchess of Pork, still can't believe they got away with printing that. Also please note I'm not calling her fat, that's what the media called her. Not condoning the British press because the Duchess of Pork was pretty cruel. But this goes to show that Fergie, Diana, Camilla, and Kate were all subjected to brutal headlines too and chose to rise above them instead of claiming victimhood. Not just them, but their families as well. Catherine's parents and even her siblings were eviscerated in the British press for years. They never uttered a word in their own defense, but kept that famous British stiff upper lip. Remarkable family. During a recent interview, Sarah spilled the tea on her close relationship with the Duke, with whom she shares two daughters, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie. Yes, they may have divorced years ago, but that hasn't stopped these two from staying tight through thick and thin. Sarah revealed that Andrew was with her through her darkest times, and they continue to co-parent their daughters successfully. And how do they do it, you ask? Well, Sarah has a simple philosophy, which she calls the 3 C's: communicate, compromise, and compassion. And let me tell you, folks, it seems to be working for them. Apparently, they get along so well because they have each other's backs, even in the darkest moments of their lives. And when things get tough, they know they can rely on each other, and even on the Queen herself. Recalling one of her last conversations with the Queen, Sarah told the panel, "I said to her, the Queen, before she died, I will be there with him, I will help him on his journey. We've all got journeys. Just need to be there with kindness and no judgment, and I will because he deserves it." Later on in the show, the Duchess admitted she loves being a glamorous grandparent. You know, it really annoys me when they say, "Oh, you're a granny now," or "You're a mummy now," Sarah explained. I say, "No, I'm a woman, I'm strong, I've got a voice and I am an author. I'm starting a new job and also I'm a glam ma. And a mum, yeah, so put that first." Good she said this. It was well handled because she used herself as an example, so she is not attacking the professional victims. Finally, one thing from her ridiculous promo tour that was handled well. A couple weeks ago, she was saying that an invite might be waiting for her at home. Haha, Fergie. Did you seriously still expect an invitation after pimping out the Queen's beloved corgis with a fucking pet psychic? Interesting that her talking points were cleaned up. No. Especially since Fergie went on to Oprah back in the day to complain about not being invited to WC's wedding. I guess she finally learned the hard way. I found all the chatter at the time about Fergie not being invited to William and Catherine's wedding so weird. Some people acted like it was some giant snub and the royal family were holding a grudge. Other people thought that she must have actually been snuck into the reception, and they just didn't want the public to know. Divorced spouses are usually not still invited to family events. There was nothing scandalous or uniquely royal about it. Boy, she's having a renaissance. She serves a role in the extended family. Sort of the bad cop Sophie. Laughable, it was a story. Not many people would invite an aunt-in-law who has been divorced for over a decade. In my circle, it's usually up to the immediate family of the divorcee or the person the divorcee hurt most in the family. So maybe Uncle Andrew and cousins were asked if they wanted her there, or relatives that she'd embarrassed or mocked openly were asked how offended they would be if she came. It's about prioritizing who you care about, your family or some aunt-in-law that's been selling stories and access for decades. Here is an unpopular opinion. I like Sarah. Always have. There's something very direct about her. She's made a boatload of mistakes. Doesn't have the best taste in friends. Is always broke with expensive tastes and is awkward as hell, but she owns up and takes the heat. A sort of royal Bridget Jones, if you will. She's like a lovable grifter somehow. Like, if she got caught in a scam, she'd give a jolly giggle and go, "Tee-hee, well I tried, didn't I chaps? Silly old Fergie. Off to the pub?" I know I am not supposed to find her endearing, but I do. She is definitely likable and endearing. She's the friend you'd have fun with over drinks, but not the one you'd put down as a reference on your passport application. Thank you for watching today's video. To stay up to date with all my future videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. If you found this video helpful, informative, or entertaining, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Thanks for tuning in and see you next time.